We are now 1/3 of the way through the qualification matches for Storm Surge, and a piece of coral has been placed up high for that Red Alliance. Cloverbot's returning with a second piece of coral for themselves. Shockwave having placed a piece of coral of their own, and Blue Alliance has removed a couple pieces of algae from the reef, but no coral has been scored as of yet. Shockwave quickly moving over towards the blue side of the field, where they will go and play defense and try to slow down the efforts of the Blue Alliance. Gravity Rex placing a piece of algae into that processor. The red human player throwing it up into the barge, and they do it again with another piece of algae. Red side of the field, and a good number of coral have already been scored up on the 4th level. Cloverbot's trying to move a piece of algae out of the way so that way they can place a piece of coral up on the 4th level. Their elevator goes up and it's good. Chad's Theory, piece of algae in hand and moving over towards their processor, where they will go and try to score it into that processor, and it just tumbles to the floor before moving slowly over to the Blue Alliance. Gravity Rex trying to remove another piece of algae from that reef, and they line up to the barge where it does go up and it's good. Metal Mallards with a piece of coral just tumbling to the floor. Their alliance partners, 1540 the Flaming Chickens, trying to get around the defense of the Red Alliance. That's Shockwave. 1540 trying to line up with their reef, but they're spinning around a little bit, maybe trying to orient their robot into the correct direction. Red side of the field, elevator up for Cloverbots, and that piece of coral doesn't quite make it. It looks like there's a piece of coral that potentially blocked them as they went to try to make that score. Chad's Theory currently waiting around for a piece of algae to come to them so that way they can go and try to place that in the processor. Just over 30 seconds left in this match, 98-87. It is still a very close match between these two alliances, slightly in favor of that Red Alliance. 1540 the Flaming Chickens placing a piece of algae up in the barge for an additional 4 points for the Blue Alliance before lining up with their deep cage. It is now the end game here, and Flaming Chickens trying to get an early climb and secure those points. They're up and they're good. Chad's Theory in their parking zone. Will any of the red robots be able to get up off of the ground? Cloverbot's trying to get off the ground before the end of the match, and they're good up in the air. 1540 Flaming Chickens readjusting, but managing to make sure that they are up off of the ground at the end of the match. 106-91 in favor of that Red Alliance. We'll have your final scores to you in a moment. Look at those final scores up on the big screen. Number 10, the Red Alliance taking home the victory. Score of a 122-105, a fairly close score between these two alliances. 5 ranking points being taken home by that Red Alliance. Both Shockwave and Chad's Theory holding their position up high. Cloverbot's moving up into the picking positions.